while our Israeli soldiers are busy and successfully eradicating evil, although painfully, many losses. Nevertheless, this is what is the call of the hour. This is what needs to be done. We, this part of the world, we're not on the battlefront, but we are on the battlefront of eradicating darkness. And this we can do by bringing in more light, more mitzvahs. Darkness you fight with light, in addition to with weapons. So let us all give some more tzedakah and praying to Hashem that our soldiers should be successful and there should be no losses, God forbid. No loss of life, no wounded, just, as I said, eradicating evil. Now, this is the time when one can ask a question, although we always ask the question, what's the secret of our survival? Our history, pogroms, expulsions, destruction of 2 temples, holocausts. We're scattered around the globe. We're persecuted, blood libels. We're being hated. And let's not be disillusional. Yes, we're being hated. Just yesterday, 2 days ago, some idiot, I'll be nice, I'll just call him an idiot, poured red paint on a building, in front of a building belongs to a Jewish person. In other words, spilling blood, and so on and so forth. I mean, how do we survive? How did we survive until now? And what's the secret of our survival? So you know the old cliche, when a Jew is asked a question, he will answer with a question. As the old story, he will say, why not? So let me ask another question. We are told by our sages that Abraham, Avraham Avinu, and Yitzchak, and Yaakov, and that matter, our matriarchs, did all the mitzvahs, performed all the mitzvahs. They found a mikveh in the place which they think is where Avram and Sarah had their camp, had their home, a tent. So much so that in the parsha of this week, where it says that Avraham Avinu was serving 3 guests, he didn't know they were angels, but he was serving them. It says first, it said, "V'yikach chema v'cholav," and then meat. First he gave him dairy, and then he gave him meat, because according to Allah, if you eat first dairy, you can shortly after that eat meat. The other way around, if you eat first meat, you cannot eat dairy. So we see that Avraham Avinu was practicing, fulfilling the mitzvahs. Why did he wait at the age of 99 to be told about Bris Milah? After all, Brit Milah, circumcision, is a fundamental mitzvah. Even the most secular of Jews, thank God, performed the mitzvah of Brit Milah. Why did he wait till 99 when God told him? Apparently, if God wouldn't have told him, he wouldn't have done it. Why is that? In the answer to this lies the answer of our survival. We are told that we have to do the Brit Milah at the age of 8 days. Why specifically 8 days? And the 8 days are very specific, because the halacha says if it's even if the 8th day is on Shabbat or even Yom Kippur, when normally one will not be able to do surgery unless it's a life-threatening situation, can't spill blood and so on. The Brit Milah, you do it. Why? According to medicine, you could do it right after 3-4 days the baby was born. If the baby is healthy, there's no problem. But the answer lies in the number 8. We all studied in science, the symbol of infinity is the number 8. The 8 lying down. Why? God created the world in a cycle of 7 days. And after the 7th, we come back to day 1. The 8 represents going beyond and above the cycle of finite existence. Breaking out of the finite world into the era, into the realm of infinite. Interesting question is asked in the Talmud. What is more meritorious? Someone who does a mitzvah because he's told to, follows a command, or if you do it on your own will, your own wish, your own understanding. You realize this is the right thing to do, you do it. One would normally think that if I do it on my own, without being told, it's much greater. The Talmud says no. When we are told to do it, then it's not about me. It's about the one who tells me to do it and I obey a commandment. It's not dependent on my experience or my knowledge. If it's dependent on my experience and my knowledge and my wisdom and my understanding, it could change the next day. If it's done because God told me, then it is eternal. We do the Brit Milah on the 8th day because this represents the eternal bond between God and us. Avraham Avinu said this mitzvah, which represents eternity, this mitzvah which represents the infinite bond between God and us, I have to wait to be told. And therefore he waited till whatever age it was, in this particular case, 99. That's our secret. That bond that God promised, that if we do circumcision, I will be totally committed, unconditionally committed to you, and you unconditionally committed to me, is our secret of survival.